Hey everyone, my name is Dylan from Gunspot, and in this video we're going to be talking about the US Optics FDN 25X scope. The FDN 25X is a 5 to 25 power scope with a 34mm tube. The quality of this scope is fantastic. This scope features a 52mm objective, a 60-61 T6 aluminum 34mm tube, low profile ER3K elevation knob with a zero stop ergonomic capped US #1 windage knob, integrated illumination and parallax knob, and a smooth, rapid, adjustable 180 degree magnification throw. This scope has a starting price tag of $3,499, and depending on the options you choose, that price can go up. Which brings me to another point that I would like to mention about this scope. You can customize this scope for you and in almost any way that you would want it. You can choose from any Cerakote number that you want for a color. There are literally 11 reticle options that you can choose from, and there are 3 illumination options for the reticle, including red, green, and blue. There are also options for the elevation windage and your eyepiece. You can find scopes cheaper than this one at the same power options. There is no doubt in my mind that that's true. But this scope from US Optics is a custom scope, and it's handmade right here in the United States, which obviously is a rare thing in today's world. To test ours out, we did shoot it on a loaded M1A and 6.5 Creedmoor, and so we're going to go to Grant on the range to talk about how this scope performed. Really quick though, before we get into the rest of this review, if through the course of it you decide that you want a US Optics scope, since scopes and optics that are good are expensive, and if you decide you want one on the US Optics website, I have a promo code that will help get you 15% off. And the promo code is up on the screen right now, so you can go ahead and use that. Gunspot doesn't get any kickback off of this, and by the way, I'm also not being paid to make this review for US Optics at all. They just were kind enough to send this so that we could have some content to make for the channel. So anyways, as you watch this, if you decide that you want it, you can always visit this part in the video again for your promo code. So anyways, we're going to go out and get some footage and talk to Grant and hear what he had to say about how this scope performed on the range.
So we've gotten to use the US Optics FDN 25X for a couple months now on the M1A loaded here, and it has done a great job. It has got really good clear glass, which you would expect from a name brand, a high-end company like US Optics, but it seems to me a lot better than some previous US Optics offerings. It has the old style knobs like what they used to throw on their scopes from a few years back, which I really like, the big meaty knobs. To me, it's a whole lot easier to get to when your hands are cold, or you want to be able to see what you're turning versus having your hand cover the entire knob. It's got great adjustments. I especially like the adjustments on the elevation. The windage were a little bit smoother than the elevation knob adjustments, but both were good and positive. This one, of course, runs in mils and performs really well. I like the labeling of the knobs. It's really easy to not get turned around and turn the wrong way because you don't happen to be able to see whether you're going up or down in your elevation. Very smooth adjustment between the bottom end of 5 power all the way up to 25 power. A lot of them, it seems like when you've got a range of 20, you almost have to fight it. It's stiff. This one's really nice and smooth. Like I said, great clarity, great reticle option as well. A lot of your scope rifle scopes today are offering better and better reticle options, but this one I really liked. I think if you were going to use the reticle for ranging purposes, This one appears, I haven't read the manual, but it appears it'll range down to 0.1 subtensions, which is, you know, you can't get much more precise than that, which is a nice feature. I also really like, and this is again just a personal preference, but I like the center dot with the broken stadia that do not connect to the center. To me, as my eyes get worse and worse, this style of reticle setup makes it easier for me to pick that aiming spot on my target and produce a more consistent grouping. Some people don't like the dot at all. You know, we all have our opinions, but I really like that particular feature that is set up in this particular scope. I remember picking up the first couple US optics that I ever were exposed to, and I remember you could beat somebody to death with them. They were built like a Sherman tank. This one's probably kind of like a Sherman or a Patton, you know, it's an upgraded model. It's a heavy beast, which, you know, I don't mind. I would personally rather have that really robust, thick-walled designed optic than something that's uber light that I'm constantly worrying about if it falls off the table, or, you know, I have to answer the phone and so I lean it up against the wall. If it slides down, I know it's going to be still functional and my zero is not going to be adversely affected from, you know, bumps and scrapes. It's built for the long haul for sure. It's one of those lifetime quality type optics. So another great feature of this scope is that it's assembled and made in the United States. Something that is rarer and rarer in the present day and age. With that comes a steeper price tag, but you do get what you pay for. So it is one of those things where, you know, if you are paying for something and you're not getting that quality, then you're going to be upset. But without a doubt, it is a fine, high quality scope. So you're getting what you pay for with this particular model. I like the features of re-zeroing the knobs on here. You don't have to pull pins out from multiple sides. It's all right there in the top. That's a fantastic feature that I really like, and found it very easy to use as well.
Make sure that you go check out US Optics. If you don't need one that's this powerful, they have them in LPVO sizes and all sorts of ones. So make sure you go over there and check out US Optics scopes. Highly recommend it. They're durable, got great knobs. Check those guys out. And thank you again to US Optics for sending this over just so that we could take a look at it. So thanks guys, appreciate you watching the videos, and make sure you check out the other ones on the Gunspot YouTube channel.